Hi guys. Before we get started here, I just wanted to take some of my own advice and say one less I'm sorry and one more I'm grateful and thankful. So instead of saying I'm sorry, I'm going to say I appreciate your patience for getting this video out. I am along this journey as well, guys, so gotta practice what I preach, right? So thank you very much, Aquarius and Capricorn, for your patience. And this episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Some people call me Crystal, some people call me Criddle. Either way, Nacho Mama is a personality, not a person. Let's see what kind of messages I could get out for Aquarius. What kind of messages do we got for Aquarius, universe? Before we get started, I'm going to clear the air. Clear my thoughts. Clear my mind. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Thank you, universe. All right, universe, what do we have for Aquarius? Please use me as a conduit to express the most valuable information Aquarius needs to know right now. I'm going to use the Mythic Tarot deck. I might use some of the Everyday Witches, the Nightmare Before Christmas, and the Rebel deck. But what messages do Aquarius need to know right now? Aquarius universe. Oh, my cat is in the thing stealing the catnip. Huh? Sorry if you hear that in the background. That is my cat being a catnip thief. Kitty. Okay. Aquarius. You can use the Everyday Witches deck. What messages can we give to Aquarius universe? Nine of Wands. Some of you are feeling very backed in a corner, or maybe, let me see. What else about the Nine of Wands, universe? What do we have on this Nine of Wands? The Hermit, huh? The Hermit in reverse. It came out in reverse, so maybe spending too much time internalizing things. Maybe you spent too much time as the Hermit processing. Or some of y'all are about to come out of that process. That's probably more what it is. Because it came out in reverse. So you guys are coming out of some of y'all might be dealing with Sagittarius. Some of y'all might be coming out of inner conflict, like making final peace. Oh, what just fell to the floor? Let me see. And the World. So it definitely looks like a lot of y'all are coming out of inner conflict, fighting battles. Coming out of that, being inside of yourself, finding inner peace, completing a cycle. What else can we tell Aquarius, universe? Strength, finding the internal strength to overcome your own internal battles, to apply the lessons that you've learned from the last situation and the last situation. The World again, the bottom of the deck. That's definitely a final. You guys are definitely completing something. The Empress. What else can we tell Aquarius, universe? What else can we tell Aquarius? What about this ending of inner hermiting? Finding balance within. Learning to not just look at the spilt cups. I don't know why it's not focusing really. Ace of Swords. That's having new ideas. It's like a pondering. Getting more passionate about the ponderings, your everyday ponderings. The Hierophant. To know thyself is to truly know everything else around you, you know? That's going inside. That's definitely, there's definitely an end of inner turmoil and finding peace. A lot of you guys have found peace within yourself. There's definitely a sense of peace. Let me see. What can we get from the Mythic Tarot to tell Aquarius, universe? The Two of Swords is at the bottom. Not having a head over heart battle inside yourself anymore. Not being in between two opposing forces. The Hierophant at the bottom of the deck again. This is definitely some sort of like internal knowing. And the Fool. This is definitely putting an end to the internal struggle and finding peace within yourself to end a cycle. Making that leap. Yep, Ace of Cups. Making that leap towards whatever it is your heart desires. Yep, with the quickness, Page of Wands. What else can the Mythic Tarot tell Aquarius, universe? What else can the Mythic Tarot tell Aquarius? Queen of Cups. Don't hold on to your heart so tightly. Or that's what this is ending right here. Something to do about being stingy in the area of love or passion. Or maybe there's competition. What else can we tell Aquarius? Some of you are dealing with another Aquarius or are very, very hopeful for your future. Like you have your eye on that prize. You see how the star, like how she opened Pandora's box, and inside of Pandora's box came all of the disease, the sickness, the ugly of the world, but she doesn't see any of that. She's just sitting there naked and alone, staring at the angel in the sky, right? don't know, universe just told me that I should read out of this book that my dad gave me. There's this book right here. So he's still got his thumbprint on it. It took me a long time to actually get into this book because of its use of the word God. I had some sort of blockage. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that feel the same way. But if you feel that way, just bear with me, man. I know a lot of times you throw the word God in there and it either attracts or retracts. And I used to be one of those people that had a blockage when it came to the word God, anything to do with the word God, but I love them all. I don't care if you call it Buddha, Shiva, God, Jesus, Krishna, Allah. I love all of them. I want to read what it says about the star in here. There's prayers inside this book, and I had a hard time reading it. But the more I learned about the concepts of unconditional love and Christ consciousness, and the more I started looking at it as more of a concept and not actual, because I mean, they locked all the real truth in riddles and hidden knowledge. And it says, I thank thee, Heavenly Father, for all thy wondrous gifts, for the blessing of health thou so generously bestoweth upon me, for my loved ones and the responsibilities I have towards them. Thank you, Father, for my home and my humble possessions. It is good to feel the life energy surging through my body, and I know that I am a part of the divine plan. As I face this new day, let me be aware of all the blessings that surround me. May I take time to look at the flowers and to see the purpose in every little child. How merciful thou art, dear Father, to be always with me, and each breath I take should be a constant reminder of thy presence. How often I go through my day without speaking to thee. Only when I am miserable and unhappy do I seem to acknowledge thee. Let me take the time to count my blessings, and in the joy of this new day to thank thee with my whole heart and soul. May every hope and desire is to know thee better. Please show me how. Amen. Right? Could you imagine, like, being, if there really is, like, one God, one omnious being the only thing in entire existence for all of eternity? And then having only people only pray to them when, like, oh, God, please give me. Oh, God, how dare you? Oh, fuck that. You know, God hates me. Like all this, you know, how many times have you just sent Big G a hug, man? How many times have you just stopped and been like, thank you. I love you. You're beautiful, you know? And that's that star. That's that through all the darkness. That's through all the darkness, keeping your eye on the star. It says, in the times of darkest depression, the star radiates the guidance of the higher consciousness, right? Man can overcome all fear if he will follow his light. It is this source of all inner strength that will lead him through the night and into the beautiful dawn of supreme understanding. And I think this is what that cycle is about. You're closing out the fear of being true to who it is that you really are. Remaining in your integrity, you know, not cheating, lying, stealing to get where you need to be, but just remaining in your faith, in your steadfastness of yourself. With the Chariot, the Chariot says, another lesson to be learned that is out of our control. Man must adapt himself to the laws of men, like the laws of attraction, right? As within, so without. As well as to those of God, which is as within, so without. It's both the same, but like the opposite, almost like the yin-yang, you know? He must learn to be in command of his emotions and not allow them to rule his life. He must understand that he is a soul with a body, not a body with a soul. I believe that the major arcana of the tarot dictate different times and transitions in our life, like different lessons to be learned and how to apply them. Like the tarot is just a guide on how to apply them or to keep applying them, or where you could tweak it a little bit, or you always are in control of your own destiny no matter what. The Three of Cups. It came out in reverse, so I think a lot of you are letting go of false ideals. You have a lot of false thoughts or false fantasies about what love really is, and that's letting go of all of that into Christ consciousness, into the Queen of Swords, into the truth, and out of the cold. You have a lot of areas that you can build on. There's so many different directions that you can take, but man, sometimes there's paths that are just a little bit gleamier, a little bit more shiny if you're paying attention. The universe is always talking, because you're always talking to the universe. And don't do things out of spite. The energy of spite is still in low vibration, you know? You don't have to be all I told you so. You don't have to be in the energy of spite. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Or envy. Like, don't throw shade at people if you're envious. Like, don't rub it in other people's faces that might be envious. I mean, sure, it sounds like a fun thing to do, but definitely don't be projecting that. Don't go forward with that attitude. I mean, there's a difference of going forward in confidence and just matter of fact without having to say anything. Like, you don't have to say anything when you're matter of fact. It just is, right? What else can we tell Aquarius? The Sun. For those of y'all that have just ended a fucking major cycle, excuse my language. There's some of you out there that have ended a major cycle, whether it be internal or external, but I mean, one and the same, right? If you're ending a major cycle on the inside, guaranteed there's a major cycle ending on the outside. The Sun. It says, after the soul has undergone the trials of faith, the bonds that tie it to the earthly plane are severed, and a man can now true know liberation and attainment. The knowledge of true nature in his being and the part he is playing in the universal plan brings him to the glorious reward of reunion with God within himself. That is like true strength of standing firm in your integrity and your self-love and your what you know is right for you. And that's a hard path to follow, man. For those Aquarius women out there dealing with a man that's with another woman, or maybe you're a man that's in a relationship with another woman. Can you imagine how hard of a choice some of these men have, guys? Sometimes some of these men, in order to follow their heart, have to make huge sacrifices. Huge. That is not, I couldn't see that being an easy decision to make. I mean, most of the time they don't want anybody to get hurt. Our men are taught how to not be women in this generation. Like, oh, what, you ain't no man unless you got land kind of mentality. Yep, the Two of Pentacles. You have a lot of choices. You have a lot to choose from. You have a lot of tools to use to build a healthy foundation, solid foundations, to overcome the devil. The devil to me is materialism, you know, about the things that, oh, like this person's all you've ever wanted, but they don't look as good as this other person. Or this job is the most exciting thing that you've ever been excited about, but it doesn't pay as much as this one does. That's what the devil is to me, man. It's making higher choices, yeah, towards the Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, on top of the Sun. Let's see what the Rebel deck's got for you. Rebel. Please remember to like and share and subscribe if you so feel inclined. Hit that little thumbs up. And once again, I appreciate your patience. It says you are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Laugh. Why so serious, right? That's letting go of all of that. It says, don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone. You need some time alone, and you know why. Much love, Aquarius, always and always. I hope these messages help. And on that note, I am going to move to Pisces. Vroom, beep, beep. All right. We are at 22:31. Hi, Pisces. Last but not least, I most definitely appreciate your patience. Trying to practice what I preach. In my last video, I said I was sorry for my technical difficulties, and one less sorry every day is the way, man. So I am appreciative of your patience. Thank you. Before we get started here, I'm going to ring some bells, clear the air. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. And clear thoughts. Clear my thoughts. Clear the air. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. All right, Pisces. I pull from the Mythic Tarot, the Everyday Witches Tarot, the Rebel deck, Rebel, and the Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, universe, what do we have for Pisces today? What is the best information I can give to Pisces to help them achieve their highest self? What are they going through? What do they need to know? What sort of lessons do they need to apply? Got the King of Swords. Ooh, with the Nine of Swords in reverse. What else can we give to Pisces, universe? And the Hermit in reverse. So a lot of you are standing in your truth after a lot of internal reflection. Just when you're at your wit's end. Some of you have gone through a very long battle. And you're finally saying, fuck your feelings. this is the truth. After internalizing, going inside, being in touch with God, you are just standing in your truth. In this book, I'm reading from the Apprentice. It's a book my dad gave me before he passed away. Like, his fingerprint is still there. I used to have a lot of problems with this book because of its reference to God. But the more I've awakened and the more that I've understand conceptually what Christ consciousness really is, and what he that shall not be named is, you know, it's definitely broken down a lot of my blocks. And anyways, it says, a man progresses spiritually. He realizes that God never turns away from him. He is never alone, and his most secret deeds and thoughts cannot be hidden. Therefore, it is important for him to examine his motives carefully. In times of loneliness and despair, when all seems dark, he need only raise his vision to see the Christ light pointing the way. So this is finding your truth, your inner truth. This is not running from your feelings. This is about not letting your feelings control you. Where in life do your feelings control your truth, and where does your truth control your feelings, Pisces? What else do we have for Pisces, universe? About being victorious. About standing your ground, winning the battle. The world, that's an end of the cycle as well. The Six of Swords. You see how that guy has used those swords to plug the holes in his boat, to sail away from choppy waters with confidence? There's some people out there that make solutions for every problem, and there's other people out there that make problems for every solution. Not only learn to be aware internally of which one of those you are, but be aware externally of which one of those type of people that you're around. Most of them don't even know that that's what it is that they're doing, because they're so used to doing it. They're so used to plucking the most negative possible possibility out of the quantum field and sticking in their pocket and holding on to it like it's the only possible possibility out there. And then there's those that pluck the positive possibility out of the realm of endless possibilities from the quantum field and stick that in their pocket. The Page of Swords. The Lovers in reverse. The Knight of Wands. Don't let past negative choices fuel your fire towards the future. In this book, it says, as the soul progresses on earth, for the Lover's card, as the soul progresses on earth, it is presented with many choices. Man is held responsible for the choices he makes. If difficulty arises, he must listen to his inner voice, which will direct him to the higher guidance. His destiny lies before him, but he always has the free will to make his own decisions. As he reaches maturity of mind and body, he must understand that whatever he sows, he will reap. So a lot of you are letting go of a lot of the past traumas caused by immature choices in love, like where you'd put your heart, where you followed looks instead of actual beauty. You know, where you have had the experience of being the opposite, where somebody has chose looks over you, you know, or something not as pure as a choice as they could have made. I think we all play almost all parts in order to understand it in this life. You know, we all play victim, we all play advocate. But it's in how we move on from those things. And I feel like, Pisces, you're letting go of immature choices, of letting those immature choices rule your thoughts and your emotions. You've done a lot of the internal work. You've gone inside and found your truth. You've seen it from the different perspective. The Hangman. See, and that's about choosing material stuff over, that's like conquering the devil and the Lovers. It says, in order to progress spiritually, man must curtail his pursuits of material gain. As he develops in maturity, he should take time to reflect on his past life and submit his future to God. It is difficult to change direction when a man has devoted too much of his life to materiality. But it is at a point that he should have the courage and surrender his material needs to the higher consciousness and redirect his steps forward to what is true consciousness. Christ consciousness is to thy own self be true. To see everybody as gods experiencing themselves. To know that is truth. Rather it be the person on the street spanging for change, or the person driving in a Cadillac or rolling around in a Rolls Royce, the guy flying the plane. We are all gods experiencing ourselves to try to find as many possible possibilities that are possible in this realm of possibilities. And to follow your own self, your own inner strength, your own personal choices. But you wouldn't know had you not been through all sides of it. Like, this is seeing the truth of all sides of it and moving passionately towards your new perspective, towards something new, towards the sun. It says, after the soul has undergone the trials of faith, the bonds that tie it to the earthly plane are severed, and a man can know true liberation and attainment. The knowledge of true nature of his being and the part he is playing in the universal plan brings him the glorious reward of union. Now, whatever union means to you, this is Athena putting a stop. Look, you have the Nine of Swords on top of the Ten of Swords on top of the Nine of Swords. That is a lot of internal. Like, some of y'all have been through the ringer with people, emotions, choices. This is putting a halt to all of that, to gain a new perspective, to stand in your truth. This is to never again be the girl that's looking through somebody's phone. This is never again to be the guy who is not wanting to come home to avoid being around his family. This is moving away from choppy waters and into smooth sailing. It's right around the corner. See, in Pisces masters the emotions, right? But where are your emotions affecting your truth, and where is the truth affecting your emotion? And I think a lot of you have really done a lot of internal work, or in the process, like either just now coming out of what they call the dark night of the soul, that's dealing with all the ugly inside. All of the ugly inside, and coming to truth and taking responsibility for your choices, and learning from your past mistakes and applying them towards your future, and not ever doing that again, knowing that that's not ever going to happen again. Because you know what it's like. You know what being in the middle of gossip's like. You know what the drama's like. You don't want no part of that. What else can we tell for Pisces, universe? Yup. That is a lot. There's been a lot that you have beat yourself up for. And if you're beating yourself up for a bunch of stuff, then guaranteed there's people on your outside world that are beating you up for stuff, man. Some of you feel like you are at your wit's end. Just know that sun is right around the corner, man. Athena's put a stop to all that. Your inside truth, letting an abscess heal from the inside out. You can't cover stuff up. You can't go running straight for conflict, but you can't back down from it either. It's like finding that balance of feeling over truth and truth over feeling. Towards higher knowledge. That's going through it to get through it. There is no out, only through. The Ace of Cups. Well, Pisces, I think that is your message for today. No, wait. Let me pull a Rebel. Let's see what the Rebel deck has to say. Universe was like, oh no, oh oh no, you didn't. Rebel. All right, Rebel deck. What do we have for Pisces? That project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. Love. Get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. Man, those negative thoughts build momentum. They build momentum and build momentum and build momentum. So what can you do today to change one thing that would have built momentum towards something negative? If you turn on the TV and what you see instantly makes you sad, turn it to something happy. Where is your awareness at? Most of us can remember the worst times of our lives with the quickness. I could ask you about your story, about your life story. And you can remember the worst times of your life like you just lived them. And as soon as you start telling that story, you're back in that story. Your body doesn't even know that you're not there. That's how powerful our minds are. That's what the TV does to you every day. That's what your phone does to you every day. You pick up your phone, you see something sad, and then all of a sudden there's more sad stuff to see. And then you start putting awareness into that sadness energy, and then all of a sudden there's a sad song on. And then you listen to that sad song. You know, it's like giving a mouse a cookie, but with your awareness. Awareness is key, but awareness also comes with more responsibility, because once you're aware of something, whether it be good or bad or or whatever, then what do you do with that? And it seems like the more aware you are, and the more you ignore your awareness, the harder the universe slaps you, you know? It says, get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do good shit for humanity. Yeah, see, some of you are on a very spiritual journey that are just now coming out of the storm, out of the eye of the storm, and understanding really where you're responsible in the things that have happened in your life, and really pulling yourself together and your thoughts together and focusing them all in a better direction for yourself. Yep. It says, ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional, which to me would be the Hierophant. Listen to yourself. We always know, man. In my experience, like, I always got really, 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 really super upset, like off the fucking wall upset when I went against myself. Like, if I was dealing with an ex, you know what I mean, that I knew was cheating on me, and I acted like I didn't not believe that, or like, oh yeah, baby, I believe you, you know, I'm sorry, apologizing to them type of deal, and then going to bed, like, wondering, is this motherfucker cheating? Is this motherfucker cheating? You know what I mean? And going to sleep like that. I was always so much more upset at myself when I found out that I already knew the truth. The universe had already presented the truth to me. Than the times that I was like, you know what? I made the choice, like, I don't believe you, but I'm still going to lay here next to you, you know? And standing in my truth of that, like, I don't care, I don't believe you, I don't believe what you say, like, but I'm still going to be with you anyways, instead of pretending like you fucking believe a fool. Like, I'm going to do this with or without you. And making it a conscious choice of the consequences that you'll take on either side. You know, because then you let that fool know that you don't believe him, but you're still staying. That's that whole agree to disagree. But anyways, I was nowhere near as mad when I found out, you know? But that took a lot of deep personal inner reflection and understanding of my own patterns of how I kept letting this happen over and over again. It's because I kept laying with the man that I knew was lying, and then pretending, because I was lying, pretending like I believed him. You know? It, as within, so without. If you want people to be true with you, you have to be true to yourself. Says, you do you. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works, right? If you're with somebody for who you want them to be, who you see in them, their potential, that's never going to work, man. Because they will never change for anybody else. Nobody ever changes for anybody else. They only do it for themselves, man. As much, no matter how hard you try. Some of us, like, people don't even ask for our help, and then we get mad because they didn't take our help, you know? They didn't even ask for our help to begin with. Lightning bolt. Figure shit out on your own. Do your own research, some of you don't even know your star charts, right? I would definitely look up your star chart and start doing inner reflection. Start figuring out who you are. Feels like a lot of you have been doing that, man. A lot of you Pisces have really, really gone or coming out of going in internally in your emotions and taking accountability and responsibility for the things you've allowed. You know, it might not be your fault that somebody robbed you, you know, but that lesson, that situation still brought a lesson, you know? Like, thank you for letting me know that I was so vulnerable in this area of my life. Instead of being mad at that person, because you can't teach people to be good people. You can only be a good people. It's not your job to teach other people how to be a good people. It's only your job to be a good people. What else can we tell Pisces, universe? Let's pull one from the Everyday Witches. Once again, I just want to say thank you for your patience. In my last video, I said that I was sorry for the technical newbie difficulties I was having. And I'm trying to learn how to be one less sorry every day, right? And if I am going to teach it, I need to lead it and be it. So I would like to say thank you for your patience, Pisces. I appreciate you. Ace of Cups. Yep, that's moving towards what you love. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning in your favor. There will be no more of this to go through. Like, you just know it. All the options that you'll have in front of you are good. But there's always one that's more shinier, right? Walking away from things that no longer serve you. That are no longer part of your best interest. Like, man, I ran a homeless shelter for punk rock kids for about 15 years. Felt like Wendy, keeper of the Lost Boys. What do you call a punk rock boy without a girlfriend? Homeless. The Magician. Pisces, this is putting all of your thoughts aligned with your passion, aligned with your heart, aligned with your actions. This is putting all of the tools in one direction with focused determination and higher knowledge and understanding. 10 of Cups. And there we have it. Permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. That could be a relationship with another person, like going through it to get through it, so that now you know what you'll never do again, what you'll never accept again. Learning how to not flip out over stupid shit. Learning like where you've made the steps in the wrong directions and taking the appropriate action to correct your own internal actions. Oop, what fell out? One fell on the floor. 3 of Pentacles. Hold on. Universe said read from the book for this. I don't know why, but we're going to find out. It says, well informed, you have great skill, ability, and talent. You can make great progress now using your skill and your know-how. Indication of activities with an organization. Like maybe you guys are involved in some sort of group progress, or maybe it's part of the collective consciousness. This is gaining recognition, maybe from outside sources. Maybe some of y'all are getting a raise. Feel secure, you're on the right path. Have faith in your own talents. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra or Gemini. With the Ace of Cups, there's definitely improvement in family relationships, family matters. With new spiritual insight, sensitivity. This is definitely making moves in the right direction, Pisces. Making a new start. Attending small gatherings or family functions, or just hanging out with some friends. And spreading this newfound perspective. Beginning of all good things. Some of you might be dealing with a Cancer. You have Cancer in your chart. What else do we have for Pisces? Queen of Wands. This is a woman who likes being, this is definitely like somebody maybe getting married or moving towards the direction. Maybe somebody figured out who and where they want to be. Like loving your domestic life. Enjoying all your responsibilities as a mother. Maybe some of you have been struggling with postpartum depression and you're coming out of that. I don't know why universe just said that, but that might be a message for someone. It's funny, after I had my kid, I went through postpartum depression real bad, and I came to my mom one day and I was crying, and like I felt like I needed to poison my entire family. She just starts laughing at me and she says, that just means you love all of us. So if there's a woman out there, Spirit says, if there's a woman out there that's feeling like, that's going through postpartum depression, and you feel like you have to kill yourself and your baby and everyone around you, that's actually because you love them, all right? Like you couldn't just take yourself out, and you can't just take this person out. If there's somebody out there that's feeling like that, just know you're loved and that you actually love these people, and it's okay to not be okay sometimes. I don't know who needed to hear that, but Spirit said, because fuck it. Because it needed to be said, right? All right, Pisces, I think those are your messages for today. I appreciate your patience and your being here, your existence. You are important. You matter. Not just mentally, but actually scientifically. You're made of matter. But I love you. Have a good day.